Three receivers to the bottom near side of the formation. Now Fields motions, is in the slot. Takes the snap to his car, rolling right, throws for Fields, makes the catch at the 2, and he walks into the end zone. Malachi Fields has his second touchdown of the game.
Malachi Fields, huge addition for the Fighting Irish this season. 2 touchdowns last week against Pitt. That was the second one. And our head coach, resident head coach, Bryan Driskell from Irish Breakdown is here to break down some of the key plays from last week's win over Pitt and what the Irish are doing well on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. It's our coach's corner. All right, Malachi Fields, a huge addition for the Irish.
Oh, he's been great all season, and obviously he's been a focal point of teams all season, so Notre Dame's had to try to find some ways to get him the ball since there's a lot of focus, and they've been struggling in the red zone as we've talked about a lot.
So
right?
was this a third and short or a second and short?
Third and 4, yeah. So they're in a goal-to-go situation, or they're not in a goal-to-go situation. They can get a first down, but you're trying to score here from the 6-yard line. So you're in a third down, and Pitt walks everybody down. There's no question they're bringing people, right? That's what Notre Dame thinks is going to happen.
Is this a new wrinkle, by the way, for the offense last week?
We have not seen this with Malachi. A lot of times we see multiple tight ends, we see 2-by-2 alignments, or we see double tights, and then receivers coming down to block. We see a lot of that. We haven't seen them really spread them out and go to this trips look. I call it trio, 3 receivers to a side, tight end, backside. So what they're going to do is they're going to bring Malachi on a motion, I call it zipper motion, right? Come in, come out. And what they're trying to do is, what does this cornerback do? If this cornerback goes high, that means it's man covered. Somebody over here is going to, zone coverage. It means somebody's going to be here is going to pick up Malachi. The fact that the corner goes with Malachi here on that motion tells us that that's man coverage. Once they see man, this is the route. This is it. Everything is geared towards Malachi has to win here. So what you're going to have outside is, you're going to have Will Paulding's got to work inside and try to create traffic. You want to get in people's way, and then he's going to work back to the corner. Jordan Faison is basically just occupying that corner. Get him out of the way. Get his back turned, because it's man. So if you go outside, he's going to turn his back to Malachi.
So there's a lot of traffic right here.
There's a lot going on. We talked earlier about how good Jeremiah Love is here. This is one of the things that also shows that he's got to cut the edge. This block is huge. If he doesn't have a good edge block, then they're going to get in CJ's face because they're sprinting out.
You got your Heisman Trophy candidate.
Big time, because he's so
blocking.
good all around. Right. This is a big play. So CJ's going to come out, and it's essentially now it's Malachi against the corner. You tell the receiver you've got to win. Okay, so Malachi does a little delay, which basically tells the corner it's like a basketball move, right? Like I go right or left on you. Where am I going to go? Gives a little quick head fake inside, and then beats his man outside, runs away from him. CJ throws a perfect ball, and he gets upfield for a touchdown.
CJ, we've seen him kind of when he's, he doesn't really go under center that often, but when he's in that pistol, when he's, in shotgun, he'll kind of motion to whoever. We've seen him throw it to that person a lot. Is he tipping off the defense?
No, it's not, because they'll also do it in run games.
Gotcha.
So essentially, when we talked the counterplay earlier, when they run their inside zone, there's a key is that you want to run to what we call the tighter technique, which means the guy that's tightest to the center. So he'll be in a pistol look, and CJ will move him around and basically tell him, okay, here's where you need to go, so we're going to run the ball this way. Or, hey, we're going to set the protection this way, which means you've got the mic to outside backer, so I need you over here. So it's not a tell, because they'll go both ways depending on the play. Run game-wise, they can go here or there, pass game-wise, so it's not really a tell. And also, Notre Dame will do some things just to disguise it, where they see the running back knows where he's going to go, but then they're just kind of playing that game.
So this was the second touchdown. Let's put the first touchdown on the board. The first touchdown, I believe, perfect throw by C.J. Carr, kind of to the outside shoulder. Let's see that one.
Rice motions out of the backfield. Oh, they're going to get a free play again. Carr draws the flag, looks left, throws for Fields. Jump ball at the near pylon. He caught it. Touchdown, Notre Dame. Malachi Fields gets up high once again.
So this is where I love to see the play here. He's drawing out that Malachi Fields' first touchdown on the outside shoulder. Really great pass by CJ.
It was a great throw. It was also a great decision. There was a lot that I like there. So they're getting close to the 2-minute mark. Pitt's thinking they're going to time it really well. So CJ gives the clap, and then he goes to the center. When you go on 2, he doesn't necessarily clap twice. He's going to go clap here, go like this, and the center knows I got to freeze it. And that freeze allowed that DN to jump off sides, thinking he's going to time it up with the 2-minute mark coming down. So he jumps off sides, so CJ knows he's got a free play, but you still got to read it, right? So
which is a great instinctive play by
Correct.
CJ and your freshman year to
Correct.
know that somebody jumped offside.
So you're seeing 2 high safeties with both of them deep, which is telling CJ it's cover 2. Cover 2 means 2 safeties covering half of the field. So what Notre Dame is running here is they're running a vertical route here by Malachi, and then a seam route here by Eli Raridan, which is meant to occupy this safety. CJ still has to get his eyes on him because this linebacker could ride Eli, and this safety could go over top to help Malachi. If they do that, he's going to want to come to the safety. So it's an inside-out read. As soon as he snaps the ball, he gets his eyes right on the safety. This guy has got his eyes right on Eli Raridan. That is when he knows, I've got Malachi one-on-one. But Malachi has to win here. He does a great job coming off a little jab inside, freezes that corner enough to let him get outside. Now the key is don't get ridden to the sidelines. So you see Malachi leaning back inside on that cornerback to give himself room, and CJ drops it perfectly right over that outside shoulder. This is basically, if you can occupy this safety, you now have got that one-on-one outside, and now it's about, is my guy better than your guy? And on Saturday, Notre Dame's guys were.
99% of the time, and last week especially, he had the height advantage over that cornerback. It was a mismatch from the get-go. Now, when you play teams like Georgia, Oregon, Indiana, Ohio State, are you going to get that type of advantage with Malachi Fields?
Even more so, because those teams are going to trust their corners more in one-on-one situations. What we've seen a lot from teams so far is they're going to bracket. So they're going to play their cornerback off, and they're going to sink him here. This safety is eyeing Malachi here, and then you're going to have backers outside playing underneath them. A lot of teams have done that. As the run game has gotten better, as Jordan Faison's been more of a factor, you're starting to see teams have to play Malachi more straight up, which is why his last 3 games have been so big, because teams have to now play Jeremiah Love more as the run game takes off. It makes it a lot harder to bracket this. Good teams like Georgia and Ohio State are going to say, hey, our corner is good enough to play him one-on-one. We're going to find out in the playoffs if that's true or not.
Notre Dame's offense has so many weapons, and wait till they get Jaden Greathouse back for the playoffs. I promise you, this team can score a lot of points.
No doubt.
All right, thank you, man. We're going to be back with Bryan Driskell from Irish Breakdown, our Coach's Corner. He has another couple plays to drop. We've got so much more on ABC 57 Kickoff. And he did a great job. Our resident expert, our artist, gave Brian hair. We're going to be right back on ABC 57 Kickoff.